My name is Travis Harris, also known as Laughs with Travi, and I'm here with Young Atlas.
Thanks for sitting down with us. I'm excited for this interview. We haven't got the chance to talk with the comedian yet, so we're really excited about it.
Definitely.
So let's jump right into it. How did you get into comedy?
Um, Honestly, the way I got into comedy is 'cause I seen a lot of like the Instagram comedians before, like they started really calling it an Instagram comedian.
Yeah.
So when they was doing little jokes and stuff, when Instagram got the first 15-second clips. So I was like, that's probably something that I could try to get into, but nobody really believed in me at that point. But that's why I just had to keep going with it.
Right. So how long were you doing that until it started catching on when people were like, all right, you turned those haters into believers?
Um, well, I've been doing like the video comedy for about 3 years now.
Okay.
I've been doing stand-up for 4.
Nice.
So I would say probably my first 2 years into doing the video comedy, like people was like, oh, like what is he doing? Like what is? And then when they started seeing I was doing it on a consistent basis, they was like, oh, okay, he really wants to get into comedy. So that's how that went on.
For sure. When you were before you started doing it, were you a big fan of comedy? Did you look up to some comedians?
Yeah, I definitely did. I didn't know that like being a comedian was a job when I first like got into it. I didn't know that at all. It's a very untraditional way of making money for yourself as well.
Right.
But a couple comedians that I look up to, Bernie Mac, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Martin Lawrence, and a couple of the new age comedians is like Kevin Hart. And there's a lot of underground comedians that are very funny as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting though, because I'm sure you learned a lot when you were really diving into comedy.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things that you were like, wow, that you learned that you didn't expect when you started to really take it to that next level? Some things you were like, this is really a job, because I know it's a lot of work behind the scenes.
Yeah. A lot of things I didn't know, like really how to configure a joke. I really didn't know how to configure a joke as well. I just thought that like when I'm talking to my friends or when we having conversations, if they laugh, that's how you do it. But no, it's a science behind it. It's a science behind every job. And I didn't know that until the second time I did stand up. I bombed bad, like I did terrible.
Right.
And I was just like, I really have to sit down and really do something to configure what my material is gonna be like.
Okay. What's your like routine and like when you're getting ready for a set? Like how do you put those jokes together?
Well, what I do is like I have different comedian friends that I reach out to, like, hey, how does this sound? Before I even take it to the stage,
Right.
I send it to them like, hey, how does this sound? Like, what you think? How you think this will work? And they be like, oh, yeah, just do it. Go on stage, do it, and then you could determine based off how the crowd reacts to it.
Right.
And then that's when I'll record a set or something like that, or I'll record the audio to see like what I could have done differently to get a bigger like laughing reaction out of it or something like that.
Got you. So you try out new material, and then you see what about it worked, what didn't, and kind of start refining your jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. So yeah, it's definitely a process. What are some ways that you've been able to? Because I've seen you're really working hard. Like you're doing a lot of shows, getting your sound, getting your comedy out there. Like what are some ways you've been able to get on some of these stages? Like how do you go about booking yourself?
Well, it's honestly one of my close comedy brothers. His name is Brandon Reeves. He first showed me how to like get booked for shows and stuff like that. And it's all about word of mouth actually and networking when it comes to like getting shows for comedy. And he would just take me to different rooms like, hey, listen, this is my guy. He's doing comedy as well. He's very funny. Give him a shot. And then the promoters would be like, you know what, all right, because he's funny, like, let me reach out to you. You might be funny as well, so let's try it. And then I will go do the show. Sometimes you get positive reviews, sometimes you don't. It is what it is, but that's part of the game, though. It's part of learning comedy and how to become better day in and day out with the job.
Got you. So you're a man. You really put yourself out there, and yeah, it's about the people you know and really following up. Because I see a lot of comedians that started off like 3 years ago, but the ones that really stuck with it and kept getting better are still you know, doing their thing.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. And in terms of your personal comedy like style, I see you just on Instagram. I've seen that you have like different kind of alter egos, different people like. And it's funny, like I saw the 50 Cent one. Like, how did you get into these different characters you start to play?
People say I normally look like 50 Cent. I don't really be seeing it though, but like people told me since I was young, like, yo, you look like 50. If I wear a hood or I wear a Yankee hat or whatever, that's why I got the hat on today.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure you was gonna ask me about it. So.
Yeah.
So and I just was like practicing the voice. Since I was younger, I just always practiced his voice. I was a big G Unit fan at a point in time. Right. So. You know what I mean? Always listen to his music. Always had it in rotation. So.
Got you. So you went with what was already going on, and then I saw the Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, my man Clifford.
Clifford.
Yeah.
Clifford C.
Well, yeah, Mr. C, if you nasty. Yeah, that's my guy. Well, with that, that character came about because I was just like, let me just try different things.
Right.
So, because I noticed when it comes to comedy as well, you have to have different alter egos so people can really understand who you are as a comedian, and like it really sticks and resonates with other people for what you do. Right. So Clifford came up because I seen this old dude on the Grand Concourse in the Bronx, and he was just like walking around trying to talk to women, like younger women, like, hey, come on, what's going on? Let me talk to you for a minute. I got money, I could pay you, I could pay for your liposuction or something. I'm like, why is he coming? That's not a straight way to pick up someone. Like, it's not a good way to try to talk to a girl in the street.
For sure.
So I was just like, yeah, you know what? Let me just apply it to comedy now.
Right. So you ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know what he started with.
Yeah, he doesn't. He don't know what he started.
No, for sure. And then I wanted to ask you, because you're working hard, you got these funny alter egos and these characters. Like, in terms of performance, like, what are some goals? Like, I know you're doing your thing with the shows, right? Are you trying to eventually do the movies? Like, what are some things you're trying to
Honestly, I would like to. I've done a little acting.
Right.
That's the crazy part about it. Before I even got on stage, I was doing like short films and stuff like that. Right. So they would have me play like a drug dealer or something because they said I fit the role, or they had me be like a bodyguard or something like that.
Right.
So I've done like different roles before that, but that's ultimate what the goal is. Like,
got you.
I want to, venture into movies as well, get my comedic acting going, and probably get some serious scenes as well. So.
Got you. So you wanna have a diverse kind of roles you can play.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
And so ideally it would be you're doing the movies and then you're still touring as a comedian and hitting those different stages. That's what's up. I've seen what's interesting in New York. The comedians really support each other. It's kind of cool. Like, there's a community. They help each other out. Like, what has your experience been like with other comedians in the New York area?
Well, it's like, it's good with bad. It's the good and the bad. It's like, you're gonna have some comedians that really want to see you succeed. They're like, you know what, come to this show, or you know what, let me introduce you to these other comedians, and you can network and you can really build who you are as a comic as well. Right. But then you got other comedians that just don't really care about you. Because we all doing the same thing. They want to be the best at what they're doing. So whoever is around them doing the same thing, they always see them as competition, versus that they can help each other. Because black comics, we always compete with one another. White comics, you do bad, they'll sit you down, they'll talk to you, and that's the difference between it. Black people never want to see other black people succeed. But the white comics, they want to see that all the time. They band together. So it's like, that's what we need to do.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Not just in comedy.
Yeah, and life.
Yeah.
Period.
For sure. It's because if you have the mindset of the more successful this guy is that I know, the better it is for me, right? But it's not really sadly like that.
Nah, it's not like that. But you still have your good comics that They only want to see everybody succeed.
For sure.
And it's not about them. They want to see everybody.
That's good karma they're putting out there. And then going back to some goals you have for the remainder of, let's say, 2019, what are some things that are going on you're looking to achieve in your comedy career?
Honestly, I just want to build, keep building, keep creating. Because one day I feel that I will have my own specials, my own hour specials. So I just want to keep putting in the reps on stage. So whenever they need me to perform for an hour, I have it.
Gotcha.
I want to have my material tight, concise. Everything is fire that I'm saying on stage. So
For sure.
that's my real major goal for this year.
I respect that. So you're building up and refining a lot. You're refining and adding material.
Yeah.
So then when that opportunity presents itself, you're ready to
ready to go. I don't want to be in a situation where they're like, hey, listen, we need you to do 30 minutes tonight. I don't have 30 minutes worth of material.
Right.
So I always want to be on point in whatever situation they throw me in.
Gotcha. Can you maybe take us through like one good, maybe one bad like show that you've had, just like some memories that you've had like live, how it was like, you know, what that feeling when you maybe bombed or you maybe
Oh
one,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, I'll talk about the bombing first. So it's crazy because you say you got a 10-minute set. I could determine how my set is gonna go based off of the first joke. If my first joke don't hit and it don't stick, I already know I'm gonna have a long night on that stage.
Right.
And me personally, I take the good with the bad. So for me, bombing, it's only gonna make me better for when the next time I perform.
Right.
I don't sit there and weep about it. I don't get mad. I'm like, all right, cool. My jokes probably didn't work for this audience, so I know what I have to tweak for my next show. Like I could have said something different here or whatever. But you can tell. Like if you on that stage, the first joke don't hit, you be like, it's gonna be difficult.
Right.
And as far as like having good shows, it's like a natural high. Like when that first loud bunch of laughter that you get, you're like, all right, cool. Cause it's like you start off with jitters. You start off nervous every time. You're like, all right, is this crowd gonna like me? Am I gonna be able to do what I wanna do? Am I gonna be able to work out how I wanna work out? And then like, once you get that first burst of laughter, you're like, all right, yeah, they like me. They rock with me tonight.
Gotcha.
We're gonna have fun.
So that opening joke is a big make it or break it.
Yeah. It's all on how you come on. Cause if your energy is low and you know what I mean, if they was just going through a bunch of laughter and you come on with like something that's not as good or something that could keep up with them, they're gonna look at you like, all right, what is he doing? Where is this going?
Have you had situations where you might have came out the gate with a bad joke, but you were able to kind of get back into it?
Yes, I have. And sometimes it's like it's a fight because now it's like, all right, first joke was bad, but now it's going on. Now how can I keep this? So now I got to do a little bit more for when I tell my next joke. Like I got to stretch it out or I got to exaggerate the concept a little bit more so they be like, all right, I could keep them on my side. Because you want to get them on your side, you want to keep them throughout your whole set. If you lose them, they're going to be looking at you like, it's crazy.
So you're able to tell through experience like the different type of jokes you got to put out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of have it in like ammo if things don't really pan out well, because at the end of the day you don't know what type of audience you're really working with. You know?
And you also can't assume the audience doesn't know what you're going through or what you've been through.
Right.
So it's like even if you have you might say a joke and you be like, all right, it doesn't I don't know if it'll fit for this room, try it.
Yeah.
You never know. It'll probably be one or two people that be like, yo, that's funny. I've been through that or I've seen that. So you don't want to just think that your audience is ignorant to what you're talking about.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up. Are there any like comedians you really take a lot like study, like the way they kind of put their jokes together that you take tips from, you know? Cause a little from this person, that person, and then you make it your own, you know?
Yeah. So 3 of my big favorites that I watch on a consistent basis is D. Davis, Corey Holcomb, and Ari Spears.
Okay.
It's my favorite 3 because I like the style that they come with. Like D. Davis is able to be very animated but also give you the real. And that's the type of comedian that I am. I like to give you the real. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't play no games. I tell you straight up, this is how I feel about a situation. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Right.
But it's gonna be people they're gonna like it. And if you don't like it, hey, it is what it is. This is who I am.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nah, I respect that. I really like Ari Spears, because I'm a big fan of comics that can do really good impersonations. You know, like one of the reasons I reached out because your 50 Cent impersonation was, money.
Yo, cut that off, man. Cut that camera off me, man. Cut that camera off. Cut that camera off, man.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it
was
because
good. And I can tell you practiced it.
yeah,
That takes a lot. You don't just come out with a perfect impersonation, Like,
yeah,
some people are naturally better at others, but but I was saying that to say, it's also interesting in comedy that difference between talent and like hard work, right?
yeah,
Because I've seen a lot of people say, Ari Spears is one of the most talented, but he doesn't have that Kevin Hart type of like work ethic, which is interesting, right? What do you think about that? Like, because you're you know what it takes to really make or break a good career.
The thing is, you can be the most talented, but if you don't work hard towards it, it's like you just wasted talent.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not good at all. So I commend Kevin Hart for everything that because he started really from where he was at the lowest of the low, and he pushed to where he at now. Because it's like, yo, you gotta and not every joke gonna hit, not everybody gonna like you, but he still works hard. Doesn't matter what it is. Like whatever he do is he puts 110% behind it.
Right.
So it's like you can be the most talented, but if you don't apply nothing with your talent, it's like, what are you really doing? You wasting it.
Yeah. And
So.
I've seen like everyone wants to be the most talented, but it can be a curse because then you're so talented you don't have to put in as much of the work as these other guys. You don't
That's
appreciate those big moments because it comes so easy.
Yeah, and you don't want it to come easy because the easier that it comes, the quicker it'll leave you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I always look at it as a success story. Doesn't matter how many times I bomb, doesn't matter how many times I do great, doesn't matter how many people is in the room. But at the end of the day, whenever I do make it there, I can sit and say like, yo, I remember when it was just 2 people at my show and it was me and the promoter.
Nah, that's real.
That's what I'm saying. No audience, just me and the promoter.
You will appreciate the shit out of that moment.
Yeah, like you definitely will.
Nah, for sure. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the inspiration for the material that you put out on Instagram. Like, what is that process like?
Well, with me, if I get an idea, I'm like, I got to do it real quick because if I don't do it, someone else will do it.
Gotcha.
And y'all don't want to do it. I remember I was watching a video. This girl was saying like it's a transfer of skills and thoughts. So it's like you may think it, but if you don't put it out there, somebody else will get that same idea and they'll do it as well. Right. So you don't want to fall victim. Like I understand a lot of people say, oh, you want to put gold out every time. Every time you're not going to put out gold. It's not true. But you want to, and especially with the Instagram comedy, you want to put skits out that's funny and it's going to make you stay in the conversation. People like, hey, listen, have you seen this video from such and such? It was mad funny. It might be funny to them. It might not be funny to the people that they tag, but it's the fact that you're staying relevant. Right. And that's what you want to do. You want to stay relevant. As far as my material, what I come up with, it's just sit down, think of an idea. I'm like, how can I make this funny? Gotcha. And I just put it out there.
So a lot of it is you really you're an executor. You act on what's going on.
Yep.
And you're consistent. And anyone we really like to interview on this platform, we check out, all right, this person's really been working because that means they're trying to get better at their craft and they have that no matter what attitude. All right, I might not make it this year, but I'm going to keep going until I get to where I need to go.
Yep, and that's where I'm at with it. Like I'm not trying to rush. I don't want instant success because I don't want to lose it.
Right.
So it's like if I get there, I want to be there. I want to stay there. I want to stay relevant.
Yeah. And like you said, you'll really appreciate those great moments because you've had the tough ones. And I don't know how you do it, man, because I know it's so difficult just putting an 5-minute set together, those jitters. But they say, is this true? Like, it's good to be nervous, like before you're showing up? Like, it's kind of a problem if you're not.
Yeah, if you're not nervous, if you go up there thinking, if you go up there not being nervous, you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill this show." Most likely, you're not gonna kill. Right. You know what I mean? Everybody has their nervousness. Like you have to, because if you go up there and just be like, and you play around with it, the crowd is gonna react to what you're doing. So if you're not giving them your best, they're gonna be looking at you like, what's this? Like, especially if you're a well-renowned comic where everybody know who you are, but you go up there and you don't give them what you need to give them, they're gonna look at you like, all right, this was cool, but we know you could do better.
For sure.
So it's like that first, when it comes to me, that first 10 minutes, I be saying to myself like, damn, I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go. That's where my nervousness comes. It's like, I can't wait to go. Then when they finally call my name, still be nervous, but once I hit the stage, I'll be like, all right, cool. Now I can relax and be who I am.
Got you. Okay, because I was gonna ask that, like, what's the roller coaster of emotions like on stage? Like, I was thinking maybe during the first joke you might still, and then if it hits, it's like you're a little calmer, more like in the zone. But
no, it's all on who you are. Like with me, it's all about when it's my turn to go.
Right.
I just be so nervous on the side, like damn. Or say if I'm following after a strong comic, a lot of people be scared. They be like, oh, damn, like he just destroyed, or she just destroyed the stage. Like, how will the crowd react to me? So I don't be scared going after strong comics because, like, you gotta learn from that. You have to. So it's like, he brought fire, she brought fire, now you gotta bring fire.
Yeah.
So I love to go after strong comics. It doesn't matter to me. Like, if I do bad, I do bad, and I know this is what I gotta do for the next one. But
that's an interesting point, because I was gonna ask you like about that. The person going before you, if let's say they killed, right, and the crowd is like in a happy, like, is it easier if they killed and like the crowd is like?
You gotta match that though.
Right.
You gotta match it. So it's like if they kill, but if you go up there and you don't match it, you're just waiting for the next comic now. That's how the crowd will react.
Right, and that's a good way to just measure where your skills are at that night. You know, that's interesting. And then in terms of some other comedians that you might be close with that are helping you out, you're helping them out. Like any of them you want to shout out that you think are really doing their thing, that you're kind of on the come up with right now?
Yeah, definitely. This is my comedy family. I call them my comedy family. I don't know how they feel about me. But I want to say shout out to Isaiah Kelly, Adrian Carter, Idris, Brandon Reeves, Wavy McGuire, Desi, Hitch Flow. Like those are my guys. Right. AD, like these are my guys that I'm out there every night, see them alongside with them and all that. Like even some of the promoters / hosts like Joe Hill, Emerson Strive, Kareem Smith. These guys put me on different shows.
Right.
No lie, like they put me on different shows, or they talk to other comics to really put me on. Especially my guy Rashad Bashir. He gave me my very first shot at Caroline's when I first got, and I was only a year into stand-up. And he gave me my very first shot at Caroline's on Broadway. Yeah,
Caroline's is dope. I've been there before. Some of the greatest comedians in the world have touched that stage. What was that experience like?
It was crazy. It was a bunch of it was mixed emotions. Cause I'm like, damn, like, this is Caroline's. I cannot do bad at Caroline's. Cause with Rashad, that was my second time I did comedy. It was at his room, Harlem Nights, on 138th. I had bombed, so he was like, bro, you can't come to Caroline's with this type of material. So that's when I got in tune with my guy Brandon Reeves, sat down, he helped me out, helped me configure my jokes, and it's just been history ever since. It's just been comedy ever since.
Gotcha. So you killed the Carolines show.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
Yeah,
that's
appreciate it. Thank you.
Rose to the occasion. That's what's about in this business. What was the process like getting ready? Was it like a month, like a couple of weeks? Like how were you getting ready for that moment?
It was every day for me.
Yeah.
Like for every show though, for any new material I want to do, anything, that's every day. Like I got a speaker in my house, I got a mic, it's no crowd, I'll perform in front of the mirror by myself and just keep saying the same jokes over and over to make sure I make my time, and make sure I have my jokes all together.
Gotcha. So it's real technical.
Yeah. Like,
everything down to the timing.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And Caroline's, that's a pretty sick spot. I think it was Louis C.K. I think I saw.
Yeah, Louis C.K. was there.
Once, yeah, that was funny. Are there any like comedians that you kind of like, wow, because they have, comedians have so many different styles, and you're like, it's just someone that, well, he's dope, but that's just so not me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like it's a lot of like new comics that come to the game that I've seen, or just comics that like I don't talk about like pedophilia. I don't talk about having sex with dead bodies.
yeah,
I don't like it's just little things like that that just throw me off. I'll be like, alright, like
yeah.
where's the comedy in this? Like I never see the comedy in that.
Gotcha.
So that just
For sure. Because I've seen some comedians, like you said, say some really dark, like.
yeah, you just sit and look at them like, how is it supposed to be funny? Like,
Yeah, and sometimes you're like, how did he just make that funny? Too?
yeah,
Like,
that
how
is
the
true.
crowd
Yeah,
dying right now?
yeah, like. But my thing is, you have to laugh at things. That's the only way you can become comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Like the only way you like, and I know it's some of the darkest topics like rape and stuff like that. But you gotta laugh at it to become comfortable with it.
Right.
Because if you don't, like me, I talk about people with disabilities.
Yeah.
But they've been doing that. They just got away from it because now it's like everybody.
So politically.
Yeah, and I don't have time for that.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like comedians having to, apologize about a tweet.
I feel like you shouldn't have to though.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever, if you just gotta read what you saw. If you said it, you said it. It is what it is. It's like, what do you have to apologize? You said it already. That's your viewpoint on it. Everybody's entitled to their own viewpoint on things.
Right.
It's not like, and that's another thing. It's not like you making fun of the situation. You just saying how you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
They're not running for office.
It's like let a comedian be a comedian. That's what they're supposed to make people laugh. Let them make people laugh.
Yeah, for sure. And then last thing I wanted to just ask you about a little bit was in terms of like just some goals like for the next couple of years, like what stage and like what would the lineup be of some comedians you would want to be on stage with if you could in New York City? What type of venue? Like just go through the night, like a legendary night.
Legendary night.
You get you check a bunch of goals off the list,
All right, so I want to do, I would say probably Caroline's again. I want to have like an ultimate lineup, like guys that I know though.
Right.
I just want them to perform.
Like your comedian.
Yeah,
your family.
like I just want all of them to perform. I'm in there somewhere. It doesn't matter who goes first or last. It's just AllStar Comedy. It's all of us just going after each, giving fire. Everybody go, 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 go.
Right.
And we just have a wonderful night with it.
Gotcha.
That's where I'm at with that.
Nah, so that's what's up. So a place where the people you kind of are coming up with, you all get to have a special night together. That's what's up. I think that's definitely achievable because everyone has their own fan base. And what I wanted to also ask before we close up is, I see with the internet and Instagram and everything now, I feel like things are just super competitive. Like, what are your thoughts about that? Like, because anyone can kind of put up material now. So it's like, damn, I got.
It's just you gotta stay in your lane.
Yeah.
When it's your time, it's your time.
Gotcha.
That's where I focus. It'd be some things I'd be like, damn, like why this ain't hit the way I would think it would hit, but it just wasn't my time yet.
Yeah.
And other people's stuff that hit that the way it hit, it's their time.
Gotcha.
So I just gotta wait.
Yeah,
that's why I would tell anybody, just wait until it's your time. So when it's your time and that door's open, you just better go 110% with it.
For sure. And I see you do this the Melanin show.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Ishmael Gaynor, Comedy-ish Productions. He gave me the opportunity to just host. Like he hit me up and was like, yo, listen up, I got a monthly show. I would love for you to host it every third Monday.
Got you.
And we've been rocking ever since January.
That's interesting. I gotta ask about that. Like, as I feel like host in any type of show, it's really important. They're kind of like the glue of the show. Like, what's that difference like between hosting versus
being on? Oh well, hosting, you're not supposed to tire the crowd out.
Yeah.
You're not supposed, because some hosts, they will tire the crowd out. They'll go up there, do joke after joke after joke after joke, and then bring a comedian on. You're not supposed to do that. Because the show is not about you. Right. The show is about the comics that's actually on that bill. Yeah. So you want to, give a little light introduction, mess with the crowd, warm them up for when the comedian that comes on, they go, they do what they got to do. So that's the type of host that I am. I just quick. Like I'll mess with you for a little bit, bring the comic up.
Yeah.
comic do what they gotta do. I'll come up, piggyback off of one or two things that I found was very funny in their set, add my own twist to it, or just keep messing with the crowd and just keep the show going.
Right, so you keep it light, entertaining, and you don't overdo it.
Yeah.
It's like an opening DJ dropping the hottest records before the headliner comes.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to do that. And I know a lot of DJs that get upset with that. Like, why are you playing?
I see it all the time.
Yeah, like why are you playing all the fire? You know,
Right.
you on the mid card. So it's like, let me, so.
Because that's called respect for the overall picture.
Yeah.
The host, anyone that's involved, your job is to give the best show for the crowd, not for yourself. You know, like, that's the job in entertainment for the people that paid that $10-$20 to have the best time for them. You know,
Yep.
not so your jokes hit. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, when it comes to hosting, it's not about you.
Right.
It's about the comics, making them laugh. So.
Sure, because that's really interesting, and that's good that you have a diverse skill set when it comes to what you can bring to a show. So your bookings are going to keep consistent.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sitting down with us.
Appreciate you having me.
Super successful. I'm excited I got to hit one of your shows soon.
Definitely.
And shout out to 25 Cent. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a fact. You already know what it is. The kid 25 Cent out here. You know I'm out here doing what I got to do.
That was good. Let the people know where they can find you on Instagram.
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, Laughs with Travie. I be normally having to explain it. It's wit, not with, so it's no H. So Laughs with Travie.
Laughs with Travie. Thank you for sitting down, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
With you.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.